Hey everybody, I'm back with another video. This one's going to be a review of Femforce Issue 189. I've reviewed Femforce 188 on this channel, and this continues that story, so I thought I would review that next. This one has a cover by Eric Coyle and Bill Black. Again, I really like this cover. Let me give you a look at it. So this is the cover of Femforce 189. Again, this book is most likely about 28 pages. That would be my guess. 2, 4, 6. 22. Interesting. So that's standard size for a color comic book nowadays. In the past, when they were doing black and white books, and for quite a while, they had a higher page count. But as they've gone to color, they've reduced the page count. So it looks like it's going to be 22 pages in color. This issue came out after Diamond Distributors, which is a distributor for comic books. And the only distributor for comic books up to this summer in decades, shut down and wasn't distributing comic books. So they launched a campaign to assure people that they would be back, and that is what this little yellow stamp like thing is on the cover. I understand that the AC is wagging his hitch to Diamond. They are one of Diamond's earliest customers. I think they have, their customer number under 10. There might be 8 or something like that. So they're a long-time customer of Diamond and have used Diamond for 40 years. So they are hitched to Diamond as a customer. I have a extreme dislike to pathological dislike of Diamond, especially as it goes to getting my Femforce books when they come out. The number of times when I've had shops, which I have pull lists at, tell me that they ordered the book and Diamond didn't send it, and that they then, when I asked them to put in a reorder, they reordered it and Diamond didn't send it. Multitudes of times over the years. I'm not a fan of Diamond, and but that is how AC gets distributed to comic book shops. That is the bulk of their business coming in, and so they have the yellow sticker on the cover. So this issue starts off with now we are in a storyline where Alizarin Crimson, one of the Femforce's longtime enemies, and one of the main foes for their sorceress, Night Vale, Alizarin Crimson being a sorceress herself, is in the middle of a scheme to defeat the Femforce, and then with them out of the way, which is really her driving focus. After that is world domination. She's enlisted another person who does not like the Femforce, and they have become the Dream Shroud, and they can go into the dreams and basically incapacitate the members of the Femforce so that they're in a catatonic or comatose state, and therefore are unable to, are helpless to defeat Alizarin Crimson. So as this issue starts, in the last issue, several Femforce members, Paragon, Miss Victory's husband, was incapacitated. And in this issue, we are seeing Alizarin Crimson first focuses on Miss Victory. So that part of the storyline with defeating Miss Victory takes up the beginning of this issue. Having disposed of, having depowered Night Vale to half her power, having incapacitated Paragon and Miss Victory, Crimson then moves on to the giantess Terra, and in her dream state, one of Terra's nemesis is her stepmother, and the stepmother and her father treat her like a child, like a baby, and so ultimately, that is how she is incapacitated. Then Sin is next, and we move through with Sin, and then finally the issue ends with Stardust incapacitation and the beginnings of the attack on She-Cat. So, everything is going swimmingly for Alizarin Crimson in this issue. And she is on top of the world. So, it is, again, it is, classic comic book storytelling. Fun, entertaining, doesn't take itself too seriously, doesn't try to explain how these things could be happening in the real world. It is, fantastical and just enjoyable entertainment. So some of the artwork to give you an idea. So this is one of the pages. This is Miss Victory's incapacitation, and it relates back. This is her grandson who was killed in an accident that could be blamed upon the superheroic activities of his grandmother. This is in the dream state. This is how she's incapacitated. Then later you have a shot here. This is Paragon, Miss Victory, Terra incapacitated, and the other three of the other team members are discussing. I like this layout because you have this shot of the hospital beds, let's call them, in the floor, and then steps up, and then they're standing on a tiled area. But the tiled area can also serve as the ceiling for this upshot of She-Cat, and then you have the villain's presence being known, and then the villains get to kind of be over here. So I like the way this page is set up. Everything flows. Reading it, it's very easy to read. It's very easy to understand what's going on. You don't have to try to figure out what's coming next, where your eye is supposed to go next. So this next page, the following page, again, you have this kind of big dreamscape in the background with inset panels that make up the rest of it. You can follow through very clearly where you're supposed to go, where your eye's supposed to go to get through the page. Classic artwork. It's a neat panel. It's not trying to be crazy. It's not trying to show off. It's trying to tell a story. It does that. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 basically panels on the page. Everything's laid out. There's lots of words. Femforce is not just not just the artwork. They are telling stories. They do. It does take a while to get through a Femforce comic book. It's not decompressed storytelling. They don't drag stuff out. They try to pack as much in as they can. Then here you have Sin's incapacitation, or just after. And so, now we're down to Dusty and to She-Cat. And this is the beginning of Dusty's problems. So, Dusty is Stardust's nickname, if you haven't figured that out. Sorry, sometimes I refer to the characters by their nicknames. The characters refer to themselves by their nicknames sometimes. And that's what happens when you've been reading a book for so long, and you get used to the way the characters are portrayed. Unlike a Marvel or DC book, especially nowadays, which has a new creative team, a new writer and artist, taking the book in directions and taking the characters in directions that that they weren't before, giving them personalities they weren't before, changing the characters and giving them, putting different people in the costumes, or changing the whole feel of the book. The creative team at AC has, for the most part, been there for decades. This is their book. This is what they do. They create Femforce comics. Mark Heike was the penciler on the first issue. He's now the editor-in-chief and publisher. Bill Black, who was the publisher and the writer and an inker and is a colorist and does so much of this work. Obviously was there at the beginning, and here he is inking and coloring and writing this book. So this is you are not going to get an abrupt change in personality that is not explained within story as to why that would happen, that is not noticed as a change in personality, that is not, and ultimately things will play out in a way that fans, I won't say expect, but can understand how that would happen that way. You know the characters, you know the kind of book it is, and that's, that is a chief appeal. If you liked the book 50 issues ago, it's not going to be a different book now. It's the same people who write the book and who draw the book. And even when they have new artists, it's the same people editing and maintaining a creative control over the content of the book, who actually care about what's in their book, which unfortunately you don't see happening as much at the big publishers. Femforce, does it have cheesecake? Yes, it has some cheesecake. It's not, however, a trashy book. It's just entertaining and fun and lighthearted, and action adventure. And these are the kind of stories and artwork that comic books told in the 80s, that movies had in the 80s. This is nothing new, but it's comfortable and it's readable and it's fun and it's entertaining, and that's what a comic book should be. So that is, I'm going to say that is, that's my review for Femforce 189. I will be back to review Femforce 190. That is the latest issue that's out. And it continues on with the Alizarin and Crimson storyline. So that will be the next review. But thank you for watching. And if you're enjoying my Femforce videos or my Vavavoom videos or any of the other things I have planned, that you end up liking, if you've been here, you've watched a few videos, please like them. Go ahead and hit subscribe. The more people that subscribe, the more people I can reach, and tell about Femforce and tell about my own books, the happier I'll be. And hopefully the more entertained you all will be. So thank you very much, and have a wonderful time.